Good afternoon. My name is Edward. My first time on YouTube video. First of all, I want to give thanks to God, the creator of the universe, for life, time, space, matter, energy, universal intelligence. That's a quote by Napoleon Hill. My title today is Fear of Failure in Life, Overcoming Odds, Obstacles, Roadblocks, Setbacks. From my own experience, no one else. I'm thankful for the time that I have gotten here in this life. I was born in 1965, and there's been many changes, many seasons. I was born in Milledgeville, Georgia, Baldwin County, to Annie Bonds and J.B. Smith. The youngest of three boys. One of my brothers, back in 1986, was killed. He was found hanging in a tree in Boston, Massachusetts. I was raised in Boston. I lived there for 43 years. My title, I grew up in Orchard Park, Roxbury, Mass. New Edition, Bobby Brown, Ralph Tresvant, Michael Bivins, Donna Summers, and all the other great people that I grew up. It used to take a village to raise a family. I'm very thankful for all my childhood memories, friends, teachers, mentors, coaches, lessons, trials, errors, mistakes, and like I said, my God, for my great-grandmother, my grandmother, and my moms. They are the strength for me. Women in general. Women should be cherished more. They are like gods because, to me, there ain't no greater feeling for a boy to become a man than all the love that a woman can give that boy to grow up to become a man. And then, like, in nature, where an elephant makes sure the kid grow up, or his offspring grows up to be able to take care of himself. So I'm thankful for my mom's brothers. She had 5 brothers, and each and every one of them was unique in their own ways. I'm thankful for Johnny, he's passed away. Thankful for Cootie, he passed away. Thankful for Pete, he passed away. And I'm thankful for Reverend Elijah Bonds, he's still here. And I'm thankful for James Bonds. Without my Uncle James, I don't know where I'll be. Well, I know I'll probably be something, but he owned a business when I was in high school. He's been in business for 40 years. And I'm very thankful for him and his wife, Irene Bonds, and many different lessons and teaching that a person can learn growing up. If you give someone an opportunity, if his mind is right, they'll make the best of that opportunity or a chance and not be scared to take a risk. I'm very thankful for the city of Boston. And all its great, or Massachusetts, or New England, with all its great history, Plymouth Rock, Paul Revere, Lexington and Concord, the Boston Tea Party, the Celtics, the Bruins, the Red Sox, the New England Patriots. Well, they wasn't always like they are today. Sometimes you got to go through a dark period, dark times. Moments in life where you're not sure, but God says, have faith. A little faith can go a long way, like a little mustard seed. It's so small, and then it grows to become so huge. I'm thankful for all the motivational speakers, T.D. Jakes, Pastor Bishop T.D. Jakes. Les Brown, Eric Thomas, John Maxwell. I think for the positive influences that they can have on a person to realize that in my life, dreams do come true. You might have to suffer for a minute, but suffering sometimes is good. Pain, going through stuff that you're not really used to, getting outside your comfort zone. We all want life to be easy, but it's not like that. There's so many different seasons. Just like, outside with the storms come and storms go, in people's lives, or in my life, there's been many storms. But to be able to rejoice, live life to the fullest, and don't let nothing, rattle you. It's going to rattle you, but being able to overcome whatever it is that the spiritual war games that goes on in your mind, and then just being the best that God created you to be. We all have gifts. We are what we do with our time. We are what we think of most of the time. If you think you can't do it, probably you ain't going to be able to do it. But if you feel that you can, because, to me, there ain't no competition. The only competition I have is within myself. And then just being good, I can't explain, yourself. Not trying to follow the crowd. Being a leader. Stand out amongst others. Helping others. To me, the greatest gift that God has given me is loving others, even when most of the time most people ain't going to love you back. But, I can only control the thoughts that He's given me. I cannot control the thoughts of other people. I thank God for wisdom. I thank God for experience. I thank Him for, first of all, I wouldn't say, in this country, the United States of America, being here, how it was created and how it is today. Separation, racism, supremacy, all that other stuff. But I can't worry about what happened in the past with how this country was created. Me not knowing my last name, it ain't my last name, knowing my history, knowing my strength, finding out my weakness, and just trying to learn from it. And then, not letting nothing just beat me down all the time. It's going to be highs, it's going to be lows. You can't always be happy. Everybody want to be happy all the time, but happiness is like a season. There's going to be times where, for me, like when I got married, that when I said I do, some things don't last forever. I don't have anything bad to say about a person that actually made me want to become better at whatever it is that I was doing at that particular moment in my life, like 19, 20 years old, back in 1986. I'm very grateful for Lori, the mother of my sons, Brandon and Xavier. Brandon's going to be 32. Today's the 18th of October, 2019. It's about 12 something. And I never realized that having sons, even though I haven't been around them a while, many seasons, but some things, you wish, you can take back or you can get back. But, life is the way it is, and you can't take back. I can only live for today. For the mistakes that I made from the past, I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eve. But, I confess to my shortcomings. I confess to, what I didn't know, I didn't know. Excuse me. I'm here at Athens Public Library, Baxter Street, Athens, Georgia. I'm not from here. I've been here almost like 1,000 days. I'm from a place called Milledgeville, which is Baldwin County. I had to leave that place, even though I have families there. But, sometimes you can go to places and you really can't grow because, I hadn't been around my family in like 30 years. So a lot that, I didn't know about them and they didn't know about me. I was a firefighter for 25 years. City of Boston and Quincy Fire Department. These I've seen so much, life and death. And then, having a team, all the fellow firefighters, Irish, Italian, Asian, Jamaican, Trinidadians, Haitians. I love Boston because it's like, for me, the little big city, melting pot, Boston baked beans. Even though, it has its problems, maybe like, 30 years ago, racism, separation, hate. A lot of stuff is passed down generations to generation. Generation come, generation go. I'm not in competition towards nobody. I am black, but I can only be black. I don't want to be white. I can't learn how to be a clone for somebody that don't really like me anyway. Ever since I was born, I've been like, when I was in school back in 1970, I'm going around, but, I'm just going to put it out. This is my first video here. So I'm going to be real to just let it know that segregation, some things that, happened to you in your past, it can affect you here, 40 some odd years later, because history is always repeating itself. I just said generation come, generation go. Hate is usually passed down. You got to be better than whatever. If you look at anything, this country was stolen. It was taken. People were robbed, killed, savagely beaten, everything. All these, propaganda, illusion, and westerns about, even going back to Egyptian time, about, everything to me, it's not white. It's black, because everything actually comes from black. It doesn't start with white. You can't make a white person turn black. You can make a black person creation to be, turn, off colors of skin. So everything really, to me, I'm very thankful to be a black guy, a black man. I'm not going to use the names you want me to use. I come from greatness. I am great. I'm not being arrogant. I thank God for, teaching me on how to love me, and then them being able to love others, even when, you're in a hateful society where, everybody want to be a star, but they don't know how to shine. And then everybody has an opinion, or they're judgmental. They're teaching that with all these gadgets out now. People, even though technology is at its best, but their mentality, their stupidity, it's at its worst. It seemed like when we had less, we had more. Now you got more, it seemed like it's less. So, my story is, as a kid, become a man, many trials, many seasons, many losses, much gains, but enjoying the time that he's given me. We don't know. I don't know what tomorrow has in store, but I do know for today, I have to be the best that I could be. And then being able to just say, whether I have something, I'm great, and whether I don't have something, I'm great. It doesn't really make man put that in there. It doesn't make anything like whatever you have. It doesn't make you. On the inside, it really makes you. Whatever you got on the inside, it's really going to come on the outside. So, really, if you look like it, as far as how this earth was created with your nature, man is the problem. The earth has been here forever. Billions and billions of years. And then nature, as far as like with the animals, the planet, everything is in its right place. And then man come and greed, capitalists, get rich, or just, lies. And then on top of that, it's just that sometimes things are not always what they appear to be. And, just trying to, move on, not stand still. Like I said, the name of my topic here today is, not being afraid to fail. Failure sometimes is good because it's going to teach you a lesson on how to be better. the next time. What I didn't know when I was in my 20s, I've learned as I've grown to be in my 50s. Like marriage and stuff like that, it takes two to, go through changes. I can't fault nobody because when I look in the mirror, I don't need no guilt. I've made mistakes and some things, I can't say I was good at. Um, it was not really, I grew up in a single parent household. So I didn't have a dad around, but I had uncles, I wanted to, be whatever it is that God wanted me to be at that time. But some foundations not meant to stand on. And, there's cracks, there's thorns, there's things that can come in that you didn't have no idea that it was going to be coming. But, just weather the storm and just getting through, and just realizing that, it's a gift to have life. And then having people that actually believe in your ideas. Because I believe God given me a mind like no other. I'm not saying that, just say I was the go outside kid. Get outside, being creative. I'm thankful for, I can't think, you can't see all my writings and stuff, but I'm here at the Baxter Street Library, and I love to write, I love to read, and I love to be outside. I love to, imagine, not being, like in a state of mind that, thinking about things that, just say being creative, having ideas, like me being an entrepreneur. Name of my company, I do own a business after working for somebody for so long, but I'm thankful for the city of Boston, the city of Quincy, being a firefighter and being amongst people that actually own their own businesses, white or black. And then actually, having the motivation and the drive and the determination and putting the effort in, because anything that you want to become successful, it comes with a lot of failure in it. And then, getting back up and trying again. Keep on trying until you try to get it right. Then having the right team around you. Making sure, whoever I hire, they got my back. And it ain't going to be no insubordination. Whatever I say, like, I own a business. I'm a real estate investor, so the name of my company is Upward Real Estate Investor LLC. But the trials that goes with it, and then the dream, because I believe in that, there ain't nothing like me owning my own. I don't want to work for nobody else, even though I have to go through, whether it's the government. It's going to always be a tax on your life. When you came in life in this world, there's a price. There's a price on anything. But just having a gift that God gives you and not letting man, make you worry. Man is the problem. God is not the problem. There ain't nothing wrong with this earth. Man is the problem on this earth. And then on top of that, everything is about, control, land, whatever, or natural resources. Africa is being robbed. Not by its own people. It's from every other group because of its resources that's in that continent. But if here in America, if you look at it, most blacks, actually you can see a black face, but they got white mentalities because, the public school system to me ain't nothing but a factory, because they ain't really teach me anything on how to be me, be great. Because really, with that, education is good so you can help others, but when education become like I'm better than you, I got this, most people are privileged. They ain't never worked a day in their life. And then on top of that, what are you teaching them? What about when they fail? How are they gonna recover? See, I'm glad that I've come from where I came from. And I'm not saying, the bottom. I grew up in a project. Everything I ever can say, to me, it was heaven. For me, it wasn't hell. Now, to me, as far as life, man created his own heaven, and he got people like my race living in hell. I don't think blacks should be with whites anyway. I think blacks should have their own black house, not the White House. Why everything like I said, there's something that's in place that has not been good for blacks in America. And then being stereotyped about, we rob, we kill. No, if you look at this history, some things It's like it's infiltrated. It's like behind the scenes. Sometimes you got to look at the big picture, and you can see what's going on, especially when all of our leaders was getting killed. And then, you know what I'm saying? How can you become great when you're dead? And then, you know, your voice is not being heard no more. You know, the people are sleeping. They haven't waken up like, yeah. That's why, like, when Moses, he was supposed to lead his people away from the Pharaoh in Egypt, or whatever, let my people go, and they didn't believe him. It took them 40 years to get to the promised land. They had doubt. And you know, there ain't nothing like division, separation. And then on top of that, a culture that's lost, a race of people that's lost, you know. And then, you know, with all this new technology, everybody, it seemed like everybody want to be just like everyone else. Look at some of the clothes that people wearing today, revealing. You know, I do not want to be white. I'm black, and I'm going to stay black for the rest of my life. But don't stereotype me because you don't know me. You assume there's so many opinions, so many judgmental. That's that stuff that I just said earlier. It's passed down. Hate is passed down. You know, I don't think like little kids when they go to school, if they ain't whatever they being taught, most time it actually has come from the home. Teachers, I mean, like I said, they want to take away. They want control. You can't even, what they say, spare the rod, save the child. You can't even discipline your kid now because you know what? They got recruitment, whether it's colleges, education, or prison systems, or you know just messed up, or these corporations. Corporation to me right now today, it ain't nothing but slave factories. You know, you can never get rich when you work for someone else. They're getting rich, but what about you or me? Once I was a firefighter for 25 years, and I went through a divorce, and you know, after $300,000 and all that other stuff, and I realized that, you know, boom, I'm back to where I started from. Let me do things the way God intended for me to be. Let me create a new way I think. That way I don't have to worry about, you know, like I said, worrying about things that man put in place. Excuse me. Can say that, you know, I think I know it all. Life is a everlasting process. Learning is an everlasting process. But I think experience what someone can go through and then be telling the truth. Because it seems like if I tell you the truth, you'll think it's a lie. But everything what we actually see on a daily basis is a big ass lie. Whether it's the media, whether it's the newspaper, all that propaganda. And then this is one of the biggest drug consuming nations in the world. Anything comes to here in America. I happen to be in America, but I'm not American. And I like I said, I grew up in Roxbury. Malcolm X come from Roxbury, Mass, where he, you know, when he got killed, it was in New York. But his stomping ground was Roxbury, Mass. And I always said that, you know, because I didn't have a role model, a father figure, the Mosque number 11 was the greatest place I can go at 19 to be able to respect myself, to be able to want my own business, be able to, you know, love my black sisters and, you know, not hate my people. Loving, being who I am, what God created. I love my race and I love my people. Even though I most of the time I don't get love back in return, but it doesn't really affect me to be able to love because love overcome many obstacles. And on top of that, I'm very thankful for the different seasons, different, 5 decades. What was it? I can't think of Eisenhower. No. It was Lyndon B. Johnson. It was Nixon. It was Ford. It was so many presidents. I haven't been through so many different presidents and all the, but yet we were in debt. Spend. This country is in debt. Most outside countries own this place, and yet we keep on spending. I don't trust a lot of organizations that say they got my back. You gotta have your own back. You gotta do it your way. Do it your way, the best way. You know, no crime, no drugs, or none of that stuff. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not a gangbanger. I don't hate people. You put that on me. You put that stipulate. Every time you look at a news, there's something going on within the black community. And yet, all this, it's been a systematic thing in place anyway. You know, what you can't see in the dark, it will come out in light. People are not just murderers and killers. There's a lot that goes on that people are trying to wipe out a race of people that never done them harm, no harm. And then they don't get it. There ain't no where else the leaders at. Is the paper too good? You want to keep your mouth silent? I bet you most people, whoever have authority or are educated, they know what goes on, but because they don't want to, be persecuted, they continue to let their people suffer. We all know the problem. We need separation. We don't need nobody telling us what we should do as a race of people. We was the first one here on this earth. How the hell are you going to tell me what I should be doing? Everything is backwards if you look at it. I have to go through them. I know how great I am. You learned everything from us. Yeah, Africa. You remember how all the continents was joined together and then they split it apart? See, if you don't know your history, you're going to be lost. If you don't know your culture, you're going to be lost. If you believe in what other people say, your chances are you're going to still be lost. And you got to find, it's like a needle in a haystack. You got to go out and find out why they keeping a secret, why they don't want you to know your last name. Because you know what? You come from greatness. You are great, but you got to discover the greatness you have within you. All this, like school, that's why I said homeschooling is the best for young black boys and black girls anyway, because you don't need nobody teaching them on how to be, not them. All this European philosopher, you remember, they had a lot of, back in the Roman Empire, they had a lot of Greek philosophers, and they learned from Egyptians. Egyptians used to be black. And then, I can remember a story that I read that a lot of them went off, and when they came back, they was white. And then, if you look at anything, they are really the problem. If you look at them, we are the original people on this earth. Look at our hair, They cherish a dog more than they cherish a black man. But I'm not giving you no hate, because that's what you want. You want to try to create division to make a person seem. See, I've been through so much, especially with the Boston Fire Department, for the color of my skin. And then when I went through something, I'm going to give you a scenario. Two people went through a divorce at the same time. One was white, one was black. They told the black guy, go see a doctor. They told the white guy, take all the time off you need. That shit's still going on today. I've never been in trouble. I'm here in Athens, Georgia, until I come to the state where I was born. Sometimes I can say maybe it might have been me, but this is a redneck, Jim Crow, ain't changed state, and everything that was once were, it's still going on. It's just in a different form. If a redneck is a racist and he got a title, he's still a racist. So, I'm not going to keep grabbing on because, you're going to get controversy and, I'm not going to try to stir up something that's already in place, because basically we need to gather. I don't know if it's going to happen in my lifetime, but we need to come together. We need to separate from these groups of people that are actually trying to kill us. For real. If you look at anything, I don't want no white woman. I don't give a fuck about a white woman, excuse my language. But, to me, there ain't nothing like a black woman. I can say, for me, I'm going through a divorce. If anything I'm looking for, it's probably like when I get up out of this country, because I've been here too long. There's a big world out there. America, thank you, but no thank you for all the treatment that you do towards me and all my people. I represent Edward, and I can say this, I'm black and I'm proud. I will never, ever say I wish I was white. Nah, I'm black. I love being black. Black is original. Black is beautiful. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. I thank all the great leaders, from Frederick Douglass, E.W. Du Bois, Nat Turner, Marcus Garvey, Muhammad Ali, all the great black men that God, and women, that he put here on this earth. I'm a reminder of all, before before their time. Even Jack Johnson, he was a man before his time. He didn't bow down to nobody. See, they want to put fear in you. They ain't nothing but, they have to team up. See, it takes about 10 of them to go up against one of me. That's how great I am. And I'm not talking about being arrogant. I just know it. Because the gift that I have can't nobody touch. You tried to destroy it mentally, psychologically. But other than that, I'm thankful for the time that I've gotten here on this earth. So with that, my 30 minutes is up, and I'm going to be saying that, I can only get better at this. This is the beginning stages. I got to get some kinks out, and when I come at you through the camera, be more, appealing. And then on top of that, anything's possible. I believe that anything you want to become, you can become it. But there's a road that you might have to travel to get there. And then there's going to be a lot of roadblocks. Most people don't want people to be, well-spoken, outside, just say they don't want to see change. But there's going to be a change. I love Sam Cooke. Change is going to come. Oh, yes, it will come. Thank you. Have a good evening. Friday, October the 18th. Be safe. Be black. Stay good. Do good. Act right. Do right. Help your fellow brothers. Black community, ghetto, that ain't no such thing. They created that. Help one and stop killing each other. If you can put something in a young man's mind, give him some knowledge. Knowledge is power. Stop selling drugs. Just say, do whatever it is that you got to do to survive. But don't kill your fellow brother. See, as long as you're killing each other, you think they care? Why don't you, if you want to do something, I'm not saying anything, but you know what I have on my mind. They're the one that should be the target. But then there will be some different changes of laws, because every law that's being written, it has been doing to stop your progression. Ain't nobody waking up and letting people know that it's a war going on. Spiritual war and a war to eliminate the original people on this earth. But other than that, thank you for my mother. My grandmother passed away about 10 months ago, but 11 months now, December 2018. She was a very wonderful person. Thank God for her, and thank God for her instilling me, telling me about God, and putting me in church when I was young. There's been a lot of great motivational people in my life. I'm thankful for all the wonderful people. And they didn't even have to have a title. It could be a bum. It could be anybody. I'm not giving that name as a B-U-M. But I'm thankful for all the great people that I have had the opportunity to grow up around and be around. And I do not judge anybody. If you don't like me, that's not my fault. If you hate me for hating me because I'm me, something wrong with you. I'm not going to worry because you don't like me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm going to be me, whether you like it or not. And I can't change your mind, but I know how my mind is. So I'm not your clone. So on top of that, thank you. Have a good night.